when they introduced that room, they didn't make it seem like it was a room that was being shared amongst people. They made it seem like it was a pocket universe room that his father had built, because his father was the one that created all the weapons and the helmets and everything for him
Hmm.
as Peacemaker. And that's what you know what I'm saying, you thought it was.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Rashad? Antonio, it's been a while, but we are the DCU and Me podcast with Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 1. I don't remember the episode. All
Uh
spoilers.
yeah.
Gotta talk about a thing to talk about a thing. And
The ties that grind.
yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in the TVMA section of of the DCU. Good God.
Also, also the retconned DCU.
Definitely. Let's start right there first.
Uh-huh.
I because initial impressions, we both like the show. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, how did you feel about the retcon?
I have a problem with it, especially since Peacemaker, it James Gunn basically was going to always keep Peacemaker in his new DCU. You know what I'm saying? DCU or whatever. And when they was doing in the beginning, they did like the recap of what happened. First thing is first. I thought it was odd that they didn't say anything about the aliens. You know, they really didn't do anything with the aliens that, took over or whatever. And also too, let's also remember Peacemaker did keep one in the jar at the end of the first
Yeah,
season. So
definitely.
he never really they never brought that up. But during the recap, I did hear Amanda Waller's daughter say, "Hey, can you get the Justice Gang?" I said, "Did I hear that right? Justice Gang?" I
Yeah.
said, "Okay." And then when we get to the end of it, you see that it has been retconned from showing Superman, Wonder Woman, um
Flash.
Flash was Batman and Batman to seeing the Justice Gang from the new Superman movie that came out, and they gave Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner some lines in that little scene, basically saying Peacemaker's a dick, a jerk or whatever like that.
Yeah. They also
So
added on Superman and Supergirl was
yes,
silhouetted in that as well. So
yes,
very, very interesting. To me, it was more like the necessary evil.
hmm
I do appreciate how they took all that time just to redo the scenes,
hmm
and like, do the voiceover for that part again. But yeah, so yeah, it was like, man, like you said, we already knew that Gunn was going to keep it because he loved it. This is the
hmm
again the irreverent part of James Gunn that he can't do but so much when it comes to a PG-13 Superman movie that's trying to appeal to all four quadrants.
be very
So
wholesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't a lot of hope when you out here getting hitting from the back, unless that's what you hope for. But either
Yeah,
way, like you definitely, yeah, yeah, you can't show the kids the dick on
yeah,
TV. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah. I mean.
I was like, yo,
I got
y'all
quickly re-
wilding right
I
now.
got quickly reminded about, what it reminded me of, Rashad, and I'm not comparing this
I already know what you're
show
gonna say.
to the boys. It's like
Superhero origin, yeah.
superhero, and what I mean by that is, in when the boys always comes back every season, it's always like, oh man, you know what I'm saying, the boys is back. Good to see it. It always has to have one scene to make me quickly remind, yeah, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yep, I know what I'm watching here or whatever, and
Yeah,
that's the same
yeah.
thing they did with here with Peacemaker. Gave you a very stark reminder that this is very much TV mature, and
This is
it's
this is not for the children. But
mm-hmm,
nah, like it's been a minute since we had a series.
about 2
And
years, ain't it?
yeah, it's been about two
Mm-hmm,
years. So, because the funny thing is, like, Gunn wrote like this Creature Commandos to Superman basically like back to back to back.
mm-hmm,
So he had this retcon in mind for over 2 years, maybe even
mm-hmm,
3 years. So it seemingly is going to work out either way
mm-hmm.
because I also like how they did it at the beginning and they did not tell us that they were going to be recapping.
Right.
It
Mm-hmm.
just went right into it. It was
Yeah.
no like previously on, none of that. It just was
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, here's the recap because they wanted you to see the recap and that where they retcon and stuff at, and so you can
Mm-hmm.
like look that in the past. That's the past.
That's
Now
the
we're moving
past.
forward. So I need
Mm-hmm.
y'all to focus on what's happening, laugh at it, look at the scenes that are the same but are different, and keep it moving. Because we already know that they're a part of this. Or if you want to look at it, you can look at it like it's some sort of like alternate timeline or alternate universe. If you
Right.
really want to like, because seeing how the premise of the show is going to be multiversal anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's kind of you can spin it however you want to spin it.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to talk about matter of fact. Let's get right to the multiversal part. And that's like
Okay.
the craziest part to me.
Yeah.
Of course, you already knew that his dad's name is Augie, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, we already knew that.
The White Dragon.
The white the white dragon, which is just the craziest. Yo, that's the
Man.
most wild superhero name ever.
And he lived up to his
Yeah,
name
yeah, yeah.
being
They
the
might as well call that
ultra
man.
racist.
Might as well call him the Grand Dragon. Anyway,
Right.
he like there's this alternate because they had like this room that has like a bunch of different
Yeah.
entryways to different universes. And
What I
go
found
ahead.
interesting about that is when they introduced that room last in the
Season.
previous season,
Yeah.
they didn't make it seem like it was a room that was being shared amongst people. They made it seem like it was a room, it was a pocket universe room that his father had built or whatever like that. And like all that stuff in there was basically like weaponry because his father was the one that created all the weapons and the helmets and everything for him
Hmm.
as Peacemaker. And that's what you know what I'm saying, you thought it was. But then
Yeah,
you see,
that's exactly right.
right, and then you see in this season, oh, our favorite eagle, bald eagle, American bald eagle, Eagly is there waking him up, and Peacemaker is like, yo, it's too cold. He saw that snow out there and was like, hey man, it's too cold to let you outside to go pee or whatever. You gotta go, go drop an eagle turd or whatever. He was like, hey, let's send him into the pocket, send a little pocket room. He opens up the pocket room, let him go free, and he's just walking around. And the next thing you know, you see like an alien just come mosey on through, and I was like, wait, what's going on here? And he just drops it in, and he's like, hey. The alien just looks at him like, ugh, whatever, dude. It just goes, it goes away, you know?
Not even that, but like the thing that he has in the Pocket Universe is an incinerator,
Yeah.
and he like
Mm-hmm.
burns some sort of like creature.
Yeah,
Like,
like some,
why'd you have to do that there? Like, yeah, so like yeah, again, randomness of that does
yeah.
not matter. But I was real curious, like, out of all the things you could do, you go ahead and kill like your dead pet.
Yeah,
You
I
got a
don't,
bunch of dead pets because it's
right.
the special thing you have in this Pocket Universe is an incinerator. Out of all
Yeah,
the things,
yeah.
because like we know that Peacemaker has like all the helmets
Mm-hmm.
are in the Pocket Universe,
Mm-hmm.
and then fast forward like 6 months later, he goes back in there
Mm-hmm.
and he stumbles upon eagerly stumbles upon the door.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, 96 months later, at the same time, and
Yeah,
he
same year.
punches the code, same numbers his.
Mm-hmm.
Goes in there. He sees like this office. He sees all this kind of like weird stuff that's him, but not really him.
Mm-hmm.
He sees a picture of like his dad and some other random dude, and they're like some sort of like heroic trio or something. Some sort of
Yeah.
like teamwork. All of a sudden, he sees his dad alive. His dad says, "Yo,
Being
you,
cool too.
yeah, like, hey, what's going on, buddy? Like you seen a ghost?" Because of course you already know last season that man was appearance to him in premonitions.
Mm-hmm.
So he was legitimately freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of just skedaddles on out of there.
Yeah,
And then
he's like,
boom, it's 6 months later.
mm-hmm.
And through a series of events that we'll get to talk about, he
Mm-hmm.
goes back to that place.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just really soaking it all in and walking around, seeing what's going on. He kind of delves more into, I guess, the lore of this universe. He really figures out like, yo, this ain't my universe. But
Mm-hmm.
like he's walking in the house.
Mm-hmm.
just acting like he belonged there.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the front door. I'm like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
you real like you?
You
I'm
comfortable?
nervous for him. You know,
Yeah,
so like,
you real,
like,
but you comfortable.
what are we doing? So somebody pulls up. He's like, hey man, what's going on? Like, what you been doing? Blah, blah, blah. And it ends up being his brother that he killed
In his universe.
in his and like yeah, his universe. But hey, side note, do you know who the brother is?
He looked familiar. Is that good?
Say it.
So as a character, I thought it was Judge Dredd.
Nah. That's one the real actor.
No.
The actor is did you watch The Office?
Yeah, I seen some
All
parts
right,
of The
so the
Office.
early season, do you remember Pam's ex-boyfriend?
Ye-
It's him with a baldy.
really?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
yeah,
go back and
yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
Okay.
So he walks up and they have a conversation and like, it's like, hey man, why you acting weird? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
he was kind of skittish and they end up sitting down and talking about old times and stuff. It's all the
Mm-hmm.
gang's all back. I guess they
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen each other together in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just sitting there like, oh my God, like on some this could have been my life.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels like, all right, yo, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
And then on his way out,
Oh, before he leaves, he goes into his bedroom.
oh yeah,
He's so comfortable. He
yeah.
like, let me go in my old bedroom. He goes in his bedroom, and who does he run into? He run. Oh, Chris runs into the Peacemaker of that universe,
Yeah.
and they proceed to have a rumble. Well, not even a rumble because the Peacemaker of that universe was beating
He's
his
beating the
ass,
brakes off of
beating the
him.
brakes off of him, and he gets back into the little pocket universe corner, and he's trying to get away, and they're having a fight. Saying they rumbling, and he ends up killing. He ends up killing that alternate by pushing some button, and the rocket pack shoots up, and he pierces him, and he falls down, and they're looking at each other like because the I'm gonna call him okay, so I'm gonna call that Peacemaker, that other universe, the good Peacemaker, because it seemed like it's a good. He's like, he says, I know an alien clone when I see one or a shapeshifter, and like he's just as stupid as he is or whatever. Because also in that universe, Peacemaker is dating what's her name, Harkin,
Yeah, Hargrave.
Hargrove, yeah, the chick or whatever, but they are broken up, and his brother is like, hey, dude, you oughta he says, man, you ought Harcourt, excuse me, and
I
he's
said
like.
Hargrave.
Hardcore. Hardcore. They're kind of broken up. He's like, hey man, you really screwed that up. You need to fix that. But Peacemaker and Good Peacemaker are rumbling, but Peacemaker hits a button, calls a rocket to hit the ceiling. The guy's like a pointless spike in there for real. And he gets impaled. And the whole time I'm watching this, I said, why do I have a feeling that he's gonna kill this dude and then go and act like he is this guy in that universe? And that's exactly what it seems like this season is going to be about. He kills the guy. The guy looks at him and he bleeds out, and that's the end of the episode. That's just we just talking about that little arc right there
Yeah,
with
yeah, because
Peacemaker
like
in that pocket universe.
I was totally like, yo, he's really about to live out a whole fake fantasy life because he's so okay.
He's
Uh,
emotionally broken from the beginning of this season, from the beginning of this season, or whatever.
the theme of this episode is how do we deal with the pieces of our life? Because that's where everybody's at.
Yeah,
Harcourt is just out here being a masochist on purpose. Like she
yeah.
went to the bar to beat people up to at one point just like, you know what? I just feel like getting hit. Because by the
Mm-hmm.
time she got out the bar and they threw her face first into the ground,
She
she
felt good.
smiled.
Yeah,
Like,
because
yeah,
she feels worthless because Amanda Waller has basically blackballed her from any
yeah,
government,
any
secret government
intelligence type of job.
intelligence organization, because you saw her going to an interview and it was like, yeah, you're good, but you suffer, and you don't see her, and the guy's like talking, and he's like, yeah, you suffer from toxic male masculinity. I said, damn, I said, yeah, that sounds like Peacemaker. And then you see
See,
Harcourt, you're
she
like,
was
oh
like
shit. And she was like,
toxic
that's a
masculinity. What are
She
you
says,
talking about? I'm not
I'm
even
a,
a man.
I'm not even mad. It was like, yeah, that's the concerning part right there. It's just like, no, I am missing parts for the be this. And stuff. And he's like, yeah, yeah. And like he hit him with like, he hit her with like every like trope or hit her with every diagnosis that narcissistic male, you know what I'm saying? Just like, yeah, she ain't it, Jack. You know, like you ain't it. And she is so upset and she's pissed and she's like so pissed off about it because she just wants to get back into the secret intelligence field, and it seems as if Amanda Waller has basically blackballed her from every single thing. And then you see her eventually later on, like you said, Rashad, she goes into a bar, you know like any bar, chick walks in, dudes drinking, they checking her out and stuff, and she just basically goes in there and starts a fight.
That's the only reason why she goes.
Only reason she goes. And I mean, it's like she spent the first like 2 minutes beating everybody ass, and then she finally is like, I think I
I'm
want my
good.
penance. I'm good. And they just started. My man punted the hell out of her. He punted the hell out of her, and then they threw her out in the street, and she just sitting there smiling. Yeah, so she's like you said, she's being a masochist, and like you said, she's dealing with her own trauma in that. Go ahead.
Yeah, because with she said something very interesting to the therapist. She says, I've been trained to do one thing and I can't do it anymore. So there's a lot of like identity issues because if I can only do one thing and I can't do it, like who am I
You know
without
what that
this thing?
reminds me of?
Who's that?
Booby Miles Friday Night Lights. That scene in the movie when like he tried to play that game when his ACL is like done and he cleans out his locker and he like telling everybody like I'm gonna be good, and he leaves and he gets to the car with his uncle and he just has a breakdown. It was like, what I'm gonna do without football? Like what am I gonna do? And like he's just having a breakdown. He's like, I can't do anything if I don't have football or whatever. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because there's a lot of that in this episode. Because
Mm-hmm.
even like Waller's daughter is like, hey
Yeah.
man, she has like this little like side. She's trying to like, she's in the bed. Tony,
Yeah.
Tony, her character's so
Leota Adebayo, yeah.
her character's so black because she can't get a job. She made a business.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nigga activity. Yeah,
With varying degrees of success. Like I
yeah,
can't get a job, I'm gonna just make up a job,
yeah.
and like try to get some work. Um,
The funny part is when she showed Peacemaker, she picks Peacemaker up to take him to his interview with the Justice Gang, by the way, and he's like, so what you up to? Yeah, I got like a protection agency or whatever like that, and they're like, oh, for real? He said, I got business cards, and she whip it out, and he's looking at it, he's like, who is this supposed to be on the car? You see, like, it is like a sexy Bond girl looking silhouette chick. And she said, with a
me.
gun smoke. And she's like, that's me. And he says, oh, yeah, I see the resemblance. You know what I'm saying? And, and for the most, and then too, talking with Peacemaker, you see apparently her girlfriend that she had in the first season has left her or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she's going through the cycle of, you know what? I'm all right. I ain't need her anyway. If she couldn't accept me for who I am, then I don't need. You can tell she is heartbroken. She's really
Again,
heartbroken, and she's just trying to, and she's hiding it.
everybody is dealing with the
Yeah.
ramifications of what happened. Okay, it's quick. Hey, I want to talk about Economos real quick. So the only person that really kept their job was Economos. And the fact that he has to look out and basically just be the watchdog for Peacemaker
Mm-hmm.
is crazy because Economos was really down for the cause. Like even though he was like the least apt to do the work,
Mm-hmm.
he's definitely was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do what I can do. I'm with y'all. I'm 11th Street gang till we die,
Mm-hmm.
all that." And he sees that he has this dimensional rift because it comes up on
It
with
keeps getting like
flags. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It comes up
Oh
like his
yeah. Also, we got Rick Flag Senior,
senior.
who's in this, and I remember the first time I saw him, I said, "Ooh, that's right. Peacemaker killed his son in Suicide Squad."
Yeah, so
And they
he
mentioned
is
and
so
they
he
made
was
mention of this, yeah.
yeah, so he's on his ass
Mm-hmm.
just because as soon as he does one wrong thing, he's trying to get
Mm-hmm.
him up out the paint
Right, because
quick.
it's like he's like he wants to get him out of there, but he like, yeah, that mofo did save the world from that alien invasion. Okay, he gets a pass. He only gets one pass. If he farts sideways, we locking this dude up. And that's what Economist is there. He's just there to basically watch
Yeah,
and see
yeah.
what's going on.
So
And
he's
boy, did he watch and see some stuff, Rashad.
he was like, "Oh my God." He said, "Hey, what do you see?" He said, "Man, I see oh man."
Yeah.
He said, "What do you
The
see?" He said, "People having sex."
people having sex. And how do we get to this, people, real quick? We're gonna come back to that. How
Hey,
do we
oh
get to
no, no,
this?
I want to say the funny part was like Rick Flag said, Flag said, "Is Peacemaker having sex?"
Yeah, he said, "Is Peacemaker having sex?" He said, "No, no, everyone else
Yeah,
is." And
that
I
was so
mean,
funny.
it was so some of y'all who maybe didn't see this yet, and y'all like, wait a minute, how do we get to it? Was a giant orgy. So as I said earlier, out of Bayou came to pick Peacemaker up to drop him off at his interview for the Justice Gang. Yo, yo, they are so disrespectful.
Hey
You know,
man,
it's Guy Gardner. It's so disrespectful. So they go into this like strip mall. It's like abandoned. And it's like a toy store type thing. And you just see two
crank
guards standing
toys.
on the outside of this like boarded up building and stuff. And Albayou's like, yo, you sure this the right spot? And he like, yeah, it is. And he's like, okay. And so, but before he walks in, he sees a lady running out with like she always looks like a furry, but she's some type of superhero or whatever. And she's crying. And Peacemaker's looking like, what? Because Peacemaker's like, yo, I just want to make a good impression. I just want this job. I need to be a
Yeah,
superhero. That's all
white
he's like.
white rabbit.
Yeah, White Rabbit. He walks in, he sits down, and number one, here's the first thing. You would think it would be a two-way mirror. It ain't a two-way mirror. It ain't a two-way mirror. You can see inside. You see Guy Gardner. You see Hawk Girl, and you see my man that
Max Lord.
Max Lord, who basically funds the Justice Gang or whatever. You see Max Lord, and like you can tell they do not want to be there for this at all. They are
Uh,
not there. And shout out to Peacemaker because he did his best. He was sitting properly straight up. He was giving the answers they wanted to hear or whatever. But it was Guy Gardner's job to hook up the speaker system because there was a switch where, you know what I'm saying, they could talk amongst each other and you ain't supposed to hear in your room. And then you can put it up where you can hear.
Yeah, the hot switch.
The hot switch. Well, Guy Gardner ain't give a damn. He just hooked it up to where either way you flip it, by whoever's sitting in the hot chair can hear everything that they're saying. And you see that they was like, what's the special powers again? Sucks dick. Not like that. They are just trashing. And you see peace, and the thing is, we know old Peacemaker would have just pulled his gun out and just started shooting. He's just like, I can hear y'all. And he's like, oh God. And he's trying his best to keep it together. They sitting there talking trash to each other. They're like, oh, how many more of these we gotta do? Oh, what do you want to eat? Okay, yeah. So what would you do for this? Well, yeah, I would do. God, he's still here. Oh my, and like they just, and then finally he says, I can hear you. And they're like, what do you
What?
mean? I've heard everything you said. He says my powers are sucked dick. She said that. And he was like, hold on. He switched. You hear me now? Yes. Switch. You hear me now? And then Guy Gardner just loses it laughing. He was like, I told you. He said, what do you do? He was like, man, I'm not no electrician. You should have got one of the other guys to do this or whatever. He was like, so you
Yo,
do this?
he said, yeah, I ain't set it up. I got a security guard to set it up.
Yeah.
He said, you don't know nothing about this. Why didn't you do it? He said, hey, man,
It
I
did.
ain't feel like doing it.
It did. Max Lord was like, God, I mentioned the White Rabbit chick's camel toe at least 10 times. And this that comes back in. It just and you see like Peacemaker just bolts out and he's like so pissed off. So he goes back home and he is just depressed out of his mind. And he's just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. First, you see him start off with the light stuff, Rashad. He's taking a bong hit or whatever. And then finally, what does he do, Rashad? He was like, ain't strong enough. He opens up a drawer and pulls out a bag of that white monster. That he pulls out that cocaine, and it says for a rainy day on it or whatever. I guess then he started making rails and started taking hits of that, and you're just like, yo, my man is going crazy. And somewhere in between, all you do is you see him go down for one, and then he comes back up, and it's a full blown OG going on. I don't know who he called. I don't know
Yo,
what
he
happened.
called
At,
everybody
at
up.
first, I thought that was like a hallucination, Rashad. But when when your boy came over and looked and could see them too, I said, "Oh snap! He really just yeah." And I mean, when I say full blown orgy, I mean it was. We saw sausages, we saw other things. You saw everything sexually you can imagine, man.
Yeah,
So
it was quite a
it,
time.
it was yeah, a time was
Yeah, man.
had.
So Peacemaker essentially was trying his best to bury his pain,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of just, sex and drugs, he's gonna do it cosplaying himself
Mm-hmm.
in a different universe.
And we
Yeah.
also saw him too try to reconnect with Harcourt, and and
Because
she,
they did something happened between them at a party, and
right,
she was on her, blaming on the goose, got you feeling loose,
loose, yeah.
Blaming on the
She
throne.
she was hitting Peacemaker with every single stereotypical thing of a guy would say to a girl after a one night stand type thing.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying. She was
hey, you
like,
knew what it was.
he
She was
said,
like, I was drunk. He was like, I was too. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the
"Don't you feel good? And
good.
just like you look, but I'll
Yeah.
show you open up like a book. I ain't tripping."
But yeah, and so he's like really hurt because, and she was just basically like, "What do you expect from this?" or something. Man, yeah, Peacemaker. Yeah, man. So he,
Yeah. He out bad, like,
yeah, he,
and you feel even more so than the first season. You feel like James Gunn, man. He always has a way of making you feel sympathetic for the character who doesn't really. They shouldn't have sympathy for them. You
right.
shouldn't have sympathy for them at all. And he says, you know what? They're still human.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is kind of his superpower when it comes to writing. He's
Mm-hmm.
gonna take a character and say, look, they trash.
Yeah.
However, they're also a person.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you, the audience, to wrestle with the fact that you
Yeah.
also know people who
That
are
are
trash,
trash.
but
Yeah.
they're also human. Also, you may be said person. So I need you to see yourself
Mm-hmm.
on screen, and that how you can still have sympathetic feelings and emotions, even though you out here doing dirt. Like
Yeah.
we all still human. Everybody deserves a chance. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
still human, and I think that's gonna be it's gonna be a very fulfilling like season of watching everybody's redemption arc,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's starts off at a low state.
Yeah.
Economos, Adebayo, Nobam, Harcourt,
No damn.
um, Peacemaker,
Peacemaker. Uh-huh.
and what's the dude that that was in the ninja suit.
Oh yeah, Vigilante.
Vigilante.
Because my man
Vigilante is
is
out back smoking cigarettes, working at like a Applebee's or something.
uh calling Economos every day and stuff
Yo.
and trying to just hang out with him.
Try to just try to jump a conversation. Again,
Conversation.
just trying to have a connection with somebody because
Yeah.
everybody's very disparate right now.
Hmm.
And even though it was a very weird, dysfunctional bunch, it was
It's
their
there.
weird, dysfunctional bunch. And
Yeah.
oh, okay, I get it. And this is something that I had to learn as an adult is that everybody needs community.
Hmm.
And their community was the 11th Street Gang. And when they got separated, and then they found out that their boss was an alien,
Hmm.
it just it messed everything up. And then after that, when when Adebayo ratted on her mom,
Yeah.
yeah, it kind of the bonds broke down.
It's kind of like that old saying, Rashad. You can't choose the family that you're born into, but you can choose the family that's right for you.
Yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
that's exactly what it is right now with these crew. They are a family, and it seems as if at some point, did you see like the flash preview of stuff coming up in the season or anything
No,
like that? You didn't. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about it, but just to say you see where they're going to have to get together to help
figure it out.
to
Of
figure
course.
thing to
Yeah.
figure things out or whatever. But
No,
yeah,
that's good, man. Like this first
yeah.
episode was it was a blast.
Hmm.
And again, James Gunn DCU is just rolling along, man. Like and I am very happy to see uh DC stuff on the screen
Yeah.
be just be quality.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I'm
it
saying?
goes back to James Gunn has mastered the way to take a ragtag group of people and give them all equal amount of screen time and make you care about them.
Yeah, definitely, man. That's like that's gonna be great. Like I said, watching Peacemaker cosplay as himself is going to be an amazing time, man. Like,
Yes.
and that's also just a real good way to have Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robert Patrick back in the season because now we
Yeah.
get to see him in a different light. Because
Yeah.
like I ain't like I was like have like this man must be racist in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he was acting
Yeah.
first season. Now we get to see him ultimately, actually
Yeah.
being a pillar of the community.
And here's my thing. And this is how I feel about people that are playing racist folk on silver screen. When you play it so good, where I say to myself, "This mofo really is racist" or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, you
You know,
killing
like
it, yo.
like for
Yeah.
the longest time, I thought J.K. Simmons was really racist, all because of him playing Vern Schillinger in Oz, the series Oz or whatever. I really thought, you know what I'm talking about. I say,
So
yo,
he
this
was
man
part
is
of Aryan Nation for real.
I said this man is really part of Aryan Nation. And and when Tobey Maguire's Spider Man came out and he was J. Jonah Jameson, I said they got this racist mofo to play here. And I could have found out the man is not racist, as far as we know.
Yeah,
Saying he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
racist at all and everything. But he's just a good actor in that, man.
Nah,
So
that's
yeah,
what's up, man.
yeah, man.
That's
But
what's
yeah, I'm
up.
excited. I'm excited for the rest of the episodes for Peacemaker to come out.
Yeah. That's all I got for this, man. You got anything else?
Yeah. Man, no, that's really it, man. It's a busy time,
Busy,
man.
busy
Busy
season,
time.
man.
Busy
Busy
time.
season. Of course, we'll be back next week with this as well as what else we
Alien
watching?
Earth. Alien
Alien
Earth.
Earth episode 4.
Yes.
Gosh, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of yeah, and you already know it's about to get hella busy, man.
Yeah.
Play there's some movies coming out soon, but I don't
Yeah.
remember anything right now. I'm just everywhere, nowhere. But yeah,
Yeah, for real.
that's all I got for this one, man. We will see you guys hopefully next Wednesday.
Yes.
Hopefully. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hopefully next
Hopefully.
Wednesday and maybe what Wednesday and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah,
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 we'll
yeah.
see.
Wednesday and yeah. Friday,
Thursday.
Thursday? Wednesday and
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way.
Hmm.
Yeah, we was hella late on this. But until the next until the next time, y'all.
Peace out.